Ferrari's Lewis Hamilton will take a 5-place grid penalty at Monza after an incident en route to the grid at the Dutch Grand Prix, where he failed to lift significantly in the double-waved yellow zone at the final corner. Drivers had been informed ahead of the race that the flat-out last corner before the pit lane would have double yellow flags waved to ensure the safety of those on the grid and pit lane. But the stewards said that Hamilton's throttle lift wasn't significant, even though he had entered the double yellow sector approximately 20 kilometers per hour less than his speed at the same point in practice sessions, had reduced throttle application in the order of 10 to 20%, and had lifted and braked 70 meters earlier when entering the pit lane. Hamilton was also handed 2 penalty points for his indiscretion, which was no doubt a crushing blow, following his lap 23 crash out at turn 3. Staying with Hamilton, who F1 commentator Jacques says may come to regret not taking more Mercedes people across to Ferrari, including his ex-race engineer Peter Bono Bonington. Hamilton joined the Prancing Horse this season, but has struggled to get established at the Italian squad, with his sole highlight coming in China, where he took a maiden sprint pole and win. But Jacques told the sports official podcast F1 Nation that Hamilton's red transition may have been eased with more familiar people brought across from Mercedes to build the comfort and development.
Yeah, I think he should have taken as many people that he trusted as possible to Ferrari. Purely because if you look at the history of that great team, the last person to succeed properly imported all of the staff from Benetton that he trusted and then empowered all of the talented people around him. Michael Schumacher, was able, because Ferrari was at such a low ebb in the mid-90s, he was able to dictate terms both financially and operationally.
1997 F1 world champion Jacques Villeneuve has suggested F1 may be too much for Mercedes rookie driver Andrea Kimi Antonelli, following his botched lap 53 move on Ferrari's Charles Leclerc at Zandvoort. Antonelli was chasing Leclerc for 7th place, but his Mercedes tapped the Ferrari, forcing the Monegasque into the barrier and out of the race at turn 3, which triggered the safety car. Antonelli was given a 10-second time penalty for the attempt, and then an additional 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But Villeneuve said it was a very poor move, one you might see in F4 or F3 from a driver who doesn't have experience. It was just badly calculated. He shouldn't have done that. And then he got all riled up and went over the speed limit as well. Maybe F1 is just too much for him, he said. Ex-IndyCar driver turned pundit James Hinchcliffe says Max Verstappen was right to remain at Red Bull in 2026, given the seismic shift expected with the new technical regulations. Verstappen is inked with Red Bull to the end of 2028, but rumored exit clauses, which weren't triggered this season, enable him to jump should the squad fall from competitiveness. But Hinchcliffe, in a chat with F1's official podcast Beyond the Grid, said it's a low-risk strategy to remain at the squad.
It makes sense. 26 is a risk anywhere you go. And so at least staying at Red Bull, he knows his surroundings very well. He's got a lot of faith and a lot of trust in the people that he works with. I think it's worth kind of getting through 26, assessing where things are, and then going from there.
Red Bull's outgoing power unit supplier Honda has already said that it would welcome a very exciting reunion with Verstappen at its next works project, Aston Martin. Racing Bull's rookie Isack Hadjar's 2026 plans are yet to be confirmed, despite his standout maiden podium at Zandvoort, with employer Red Bull keen for a calmer end to the season. Hadjar, considered one of 2025's best rookies, following 9 Q3 appearances, along with 3rd at the Dutch Grand Prix, could be promoted to Red Bull Racing next year, with Honda's protege Yuki Tsunoda looking vulnerable, and the team's reserve Arvid Lindblad waiting in the wings. But Racing Bull's CEO Peter Bayer, who says Hadjar is incredible, wants to keep things cool even though he joked that he'd like to put the Frenchman in handcuffs to keep him into 2026. I'm sure that post-summer break, discussions will start about 2026, but honestly, I dare to say that in 25, we all want to keep it calm, and talking about Isack, give him the chance to grow, to learn, he said. British young gun George Russell has revealed his contract talks with Mercedes didn't continue over the summer break, with the Brit keen to think about his future. Russell is expected to swiftly re-sign with Mercedes now that Max Verstappen is locked in at Red Bull Racing for 2026. With Silver Arrow's team boss Toto Wolff confirming at the Dutch Grand Prix the squad will continue with its current driver lineup next year. Russell, though denied contract duration, has been a sticking point, with the Brits stating there are pros and cons with short and long-term deals. But he's under no time pressure to sign, as he's preached from the outset.
We're focused on getting Mercedes back on top and trying to win races and win championships. And to be honest, in this sport, the performance speaks. So from my side, there's no pressure. I've got no doubts about myself, and everything falls into place when the timing is right. And as I said, we've got bigger fish to fry right now, which is getting us back on top.
Dan Taurus, CEO of both Cadillac F1 team and TWG Motorsports, has shut down rumors that ousted Red Bull boss Christian Horner will soon join his squad, stating there's no truth to them. Speculation began immediately after Horner's Red Bull exit in July about his next project, with both Alpine and Cadillac named, and the American startup an attractive manufacturer-backed soon-to-be works team that he could push forward, just as he did with Red Bull. But at the announcement of Cadillac's foundation drivers, Taurus denied the rumors and stated he's happy with ex-Marussia CEO and sporting director Graham Loudon, and praised the Brits' tremendous leadership and respect within the paddock.
I've had zero conversations with Christian Horner. There's no truth to that. We're absolutely committed to Graham Loudon as our team principal. I can honestly say I have no idea where those rumors came from, so no disrespect to Christian, but we're backing our guy. Graham is our guy. We're super excited that he's here.
F1 the movie, featuring Brad Pitt, has surpassed $605 million in box office earnings, making it 2025's highest-grossing original film. The movie, directed by Joseph Kosinski, was filmed across 18 months at Grands Prix all over the world with the help of the sport. The supercar collection of the late former McLaren shareholder Mansour Ojjeh has been sold by high-end dealer Tom Hartley Jr., though the identity of the buyer and sale price remain undisclosed. 18 of the 20-strong all-McLaren collection, originally valued at $70 million, are in factory-delivered condition, with the exceptions including the legendary F1 road car Ojjeh played an integral part in developing, and the P1 GTR that was his track car. Almost all of the cars are finished in the metallic Mansour orange color, which originally began its life as a Chem, named after the dessert wine. Tom Hartley Jr. sold former Supremo Bernie Ecclestone's Grand Prix car collection earlier this year to Mark Mateschitz, who is the son of late Red Bull founder Dietrich, for almost $645 million. Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.